probably none of my business, but don't you think you were a little rough on Max yesterday?
Me? Rough on Max? No way.
Well, I mean, giving him a public ultimatum like
Yeah,
that.
all right. Maybe I shouldn't have said all of that in front of everyone. But I meant every word I said.
Well, I wonder what his answer's going to be.
Well, why don't you stick around and find out? Max, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, what's on your mind?
You know what's on my mind. I want to know what your decision is.
About?
About which one of us is going to leave the show, you or me?
Megan, that was yesterday. You were very upset. I was upset.
Look, don't
Things got
try
a lot of hand.
and change the subject. I want a straight answer out of you. Now, do I have to leave Fraternity Row, or are you going to resign as producer?
Megan, I'm sorry, but nothing has changed since yesterday. I am still producer of this show, and that's the way it's going to stay. So don't even think of walking out, because you are still under contract, and I am not about to let you out of it. So, Miss Gordon, in light of the reality of the situation, I suggest you get used to the idea that we're going to be working very close together for a long time to come.
Excuse me, Ambrose. I have to talk to you. You see, on my way into work, I ran into the guy who delivers the milk. And I don't think he gave us our full order, so I was wondering if I could get a hold of the original copy of our order. I could handle the situation.
It's inside that file marked food.
Thanks. What are you doing?
Well, we really haven't gotten a chance to talk since that unfortunate misunderstanding with your husband.
You mean when we were...
Yes, that's exactly what I mean, Tina.
Well, that's in the past now, so let's not worry about that now.
But I do worry about it. I think we should just settle this matter right here and now.
So, what do you think? With Megan's old ruby wig and a good pair of glasses, I think should be a pretty good disguise, don't you?
Viki, I don't know about this.
It's going to be perfect. And Megan is hiring me an actor who's going to play the part of my husband. Together, we will saunter into Lord Love the Children Foundation, a happily married couple desperately seeking to adopt a child.
Viki, I know that you think this is a perfect scheme to trap the Wymans.
That's right.
But I've had my doubts about it ever since you told me about it.
Oh, Renee, it's going to go off without a hitch.
Honey, if it was just a battle of wits, I'd say, good, go for it. But I think that the ante has gone up just a little bit for that.
What are you talking about?
Take a look at this.
What is it?
Something that tells me that Ambrose is not just selling kids. He is capable of cold-blooded murder.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
Look, I could rant and rave like some sort of prima donna, but I won't do that. Instead, I will appeal to your sense of decency and fair play.
I appreciate that. But I think I am being fair.
Oh, come on, Max. You know how difficult this situation is for me. I try and do my scenes, and I see Gabrielle out of one eye, you out of the other, and believe me, my mind fills in the blank in between.
There is nothing to fill in. How many times do I have to tell you that?
Look, the tension that is existing on this show right now is not going to be dispelled by mere words. This tension is affecting my work. You saw me yesterday. I couldn't remember one line.
You dropped a few lines. You walked off the set. You pulled yourself together. You took another shot, and you were just fine.
Yeah, well, that is not the point.
Yes, it is. You are a pro. I am a pro. Let's concentrate on our own jobs, and there won't be any problems.
Why are you being so difficult?
Because I like this show. And I'm not about to quit. And I'm not going to let you quit either. You are an asset to Fraternity Row that I'm not about to lose because you can't put our personal differences aside and concentrate on your job, a job you are paid very well to do.
Excuse me, but I resent that. I am perfectly capable of doing this job. And in spite of everything that happens on this show, I always pull through. Don't you ever forget that.
In the future, I won't.
Good. Did he just trick me into staying on the show?
I think he did, yes. Welcome back.
Good morning, everybody.
Roger?
Dad, hi.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Oh, no, just getting our priorities straight.
Yeah,
Oh?
and they're settled. What's up?
But don't you remember? You wanted me to drop by during your morning break so we could talk about the Centennial Ball.
Oh, God, Dad, I totally forgotten I made other plans.
Honey, this is important.
I know, but I have to go and see Viki. Couldn't we meet some other time?
I have a better idea. I'll go with you and we can talk about it in the car.
You don't mind?
No, not at all.
Okay, well, great. Let's go.
Don't be late for dress.
I won't. Goodbye, Audrey. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Roger.
Well, I never thought I'd live to see the day.
What day?
The day when Max Holden, slayer of dragons, conqueror of nations, gives up on Megan Gordon.
I got her to stay on the show, didn't I?
I'm not talking about professionally. I'm talking about personally. You just gave up on the woman you love. I cannot believe that you're going to throw in the towel without even giving a good fight.
I don't understand this. This article is about you, not Ambrose Wyman.
That's because in 1975, some industrious young editor on the Texas Daily Gazette decided to compare my case in Nevada with similar cases that he had written about in Texas.
When you were falsely accused of murdering your husband.
That's right. The whole thing was a nightmare, but thank God the charges were lifted. But the point is that after I met Wyman, I had this feeling that I had seen him or met him sometime before. I mean, his face was so familiar to me. And then I got it. I had seen his face, and Serena's, in this article, right here, just here, his photograph, just paragraphs below mine.
Well, now this says that these people are called Sherry and Andrew Winslow.
Right, right, over here, read the article.
Look, it says, starts right there. Another interesting parallel concerns a couple running a private school just outside of one of Texas's major cities. All seemed to be going well for Andrew and Sherry Winslow until one of their teachers wound up in the morgue, the victim of a hit-and-run accident.
Go on, keep reading.
Of course, accidents do happen, but the troubling aspect of this was that the victim was allegedly on her way to an appointment with the authorities to report a number of unspecified wrongdoings being perpetrated by the Winslows at their school. A coincidence or just another example of a victim dying before the truth could be told?
No, this can't be true. Yeah, well, what if it is? What if they were capable of murdering a woman who was going to expose them? And what if they're willing to take that risk again, only this time you and Tina are the victims?
There's nothing to worry about, Ambrose. You see, I explained to Cord that he misunderstood.
Well, too bad he didn't understand before he punched me. He gave me quite a wallop.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid Cord acts before he thinks sometimes, but he's really not angry anymore.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, because hot-tempered, jealous husband would make it almost impossible for me to keep you as my personal assistant.
Well, you're not going to fire me, are you?
No, of course not. But it's just if Cord doesn't understand the nature of two people working closely together.
Oh, well, he does. I mean, I'll make sure he does, because I don't want anything to interfere with our working relationship.
Neither do I. That's why I suggest that we don't have any more scenes like we did the day before yesterday. We should just conduct ourselves in a more professional manner, don't you think?
I agree.
Good. You do your work, I'll do mine, and together we'll nurture Gabrielle's confidence in us and in the organization. See, it's very important that we make sure that she trusts us, so she won't have any doubts about handing her baby over to us when it comes time for adoption.
Oh, yes, I agree. Trust is the main thing here.
Absolutely. And I must be certain that I have your trust, Tina.
Oh, you do? You do. This is one loyal employee that you can count on when things get rough.
I hope that's true, Tina. For your sake.
I don't know why you're so amazed. Good fighter knows when to fight and when to quit.
Oh, come on. This is Audrey you're talking to here. I've been around the block a few times myself. And as your friend, I would like to say that I resent the fact that you're handing me this load of baloney and expecting me to swallow it. So come on. What's really going on in that tricky little mind of yours?
You promised to keep this strictly on the QT?
Cross my heart, and may I lose my subscription to the Gothic Romance Novel of the Month Club if I spill one word of it.
Well, your subscription is in no danger. I haven't given up on Megan.
Okay, just tell me one thing. Do you still love her?
All I know is that getting down on my knees and begging is not going to win her back.
Yeah, right. Do you still love her?
I mean, hell, saving her in Buchanan City. She still turned her back on me. So now I ask you, what good is fighting for her out in the open when laying my life on the line isn't enough?
You're not answering my question. Do you love her, yes or no?
Yes, damn it.
Then what are you going to do about it?
Don't worry. I got a plan.
What plan?
No. I don't want to talk about this. I'm afraid I might jinx it. Let's just say that it's my last hope. If it works, I will have Megan back. If it doesn't, then it will definitely be what you call time to throw in the towel.
Well, whatever your plan is, I hope it works, because for my money, you and Megan make a hell of a lot better couple than you and Gabrielle. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Now, if I could just get Megan to believe it.
Well, you're right. The ante has skyrocketed. But I'm not going to give up, especially not now.
Viki!
I realize that it is a risk. I know that. But more than ever now, it's a risk that's worth taking.
But why take it if you don't have to? Listen, Cord is planning an expose in the Banner. If it's strong enough, he'll ruin Ambrose's reputation, and he will perhaps make him close down his baby-selling business. And when I give him this article, honey, they's going to give him all the firepower that he needs.
Well, yes, all these allegations could create a lot of skepticism in the community, could possibly even run the Wymans out of town.
Yeah, tar and featherman on the rail.
Yeah, but what's to stop them from opening their business somewhere else?
Darling, look, the Banner has a very wide circulation. This expose is going to haunt them for the rest of their lives.
Renee, what if it doesn't? What if they simply move to another community, set up shop, and continue to harass and intimidate young mothers and children?
And what if Cord gets national exposure and they are known all over the country?
If this article that you've shown me has any validity to it, then Ambrose Wyman has already proved that he has managed to elude his past once. I'm not going to give him the opportunity to do it again, especially not when I can expose him right now and put an end to it.
But, Viki, you have no guarantee that your plan is foolproof.
Well, no, I don't. Darling, I really appreciate your care and your concern, and I'm certainly going to alert Tina to all these developments. But if you want to show support for this, then please just accept the fact. I'm going to do whatever is necessary to stop the Wymans.
I can see that I can't talk you out of this.
Right.
So reluctantly, I give you my support, but that does not mean I'm going to stop worrying about you.
Hey, I'm not going to be alone, remember? Megan has hired an actor for me. I'm quite sure he's going to be brilliant.
Well, good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you.
But if you need me for anything, you call right away. You promise?
Promise. Tell you what, I'm about to call Lord Love the Children Foundation right now. Stick around while I make the call.
All right. Okay, sure. Here goes.
Ambrose, I hate to bother you, but
Sorry. Am I interrupting another important meeting?
Not at all. We were just setting new guidelines.
Well, at least you're both standing this time.
Serena, please, just tell me what the problem is.
It's that awful delivery man from the dairy. He keeps insisting that the order is correct.
Oh, yeah, Tina was telling me about that.
Well, I'm tired of arguing with him. He's nasty. He's abusive.
Well, I've got the order form right here. Why don't I go take care of it?
That's all right. Ambrose can handle it. Can't you, dear?
She's perfectly capable of doing it.
I know she is, but I want you to handle it. Tina and I can have a nice little chat.
Well, I'll see what I can do about it.
You enjoy working here, don't you, Tina?
Yes, very much.
And would you like to continue working here?
Of course.
Then get this straight. Ambrose is the most important thing in my life, and I will not stand by and watch you lead him astray.
wasn't leading him anyway. Believe me, he was doing his own leading and his own straying.
He's a good, decent man. But he's a man just the same. And I will not allow you to take advantage of that and prey on his weaknesses.
I'm not preying on anything.
Don't play me for a fool, Tina. I have eyes. I know a seduction when I see it. Especially girls like you.
Girls like me.
Oh, I know your type. You see a man you want, and right away you start batting your eyes and wiggling your hips.
I can't believe this.
Oh, you've got an act no man can resist, and you know it. But let me tell you this, Missy. What you do and who you do it with on your own time is your own business. But around here, you better keep your motor running idle. Because if you don't, I'll do whatever it takes to shut it off. Do I make myself clear?
Well, problem solved. The delivery man apologized for his mistake, and in order to make up for it, he donated his entire shipment to us. That's a week's worth of milk free of charge. Did something happen while I was gone?
No. Tina and I just had to straighten out a few things.
Lord Love the Children Foundation.
Yes, hello. May I please speak with Mr. Ambrose Wyman?
This is he.
Oh, good. Good. How do you do? I'm Barbara Wedgeworth. I'm calling you from Pine Valley.
What can I do for you, Miss Wedgeworth?
Oh, no, it's Mrs. Wedgeworth. And I'm calling because I'm very anxious to adopt a child.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Oh, Dan, could I have a word with you?
Gabrielle, I have rounds to make, okay?
Dan, please, I understand your animosity against me, but I don't blame you. It's just that this is so important. I need a report on my prenatal care.
Gabrielle, look. Dr. Snyder has a complete report documenting your non-existent pregnancy. I even faked the lab test.
And I do appreciate everything you've done for me, truly.
Gabrielle, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it because I hate the Wymans are selling babies, that's why.
Yes, and Ambrose is pressuring me to have an update on my condition, and you're the only person that I can come to. Tina and I are working as fast as we can to get evidence against them, but until we do, I have to keep up this charade.
Gabrielle, look.
I know I'm asking a lot. Believe me, I know that. But unless I get this report to him, he's going to get suspicious, and then we will never prove that they're selling children.
Okay. All right, fine. Look, I'll make up the report and I'll send it to Snyder.
Thank you.
Is there anything I should add? Backache, swelling of the ankles, anything like that?
Let's just keep it simple. You better put Max Holden's name on it as well.
Gabrielle, come on. That is really pushing it here.
Max already knows what's going on. Ambrose insisted that the father sign a document before LLC would put the child up for adoption, so Max did sign it. Look, if you want, you can call him and check.
No, it's okay.
Dan, I truly appreciate everything that you've done for me, and I promise you this is going to be over very soon. I'm going to be late for work.
What led you to our organization, Mrs. Wedgeworth?
Well, my husband George and I have heard a lot of good things about the work that you do.
Oh, from whom?
News seems to travel fast when an organization such as yours has been so helpful, particularly in, well, difficult cases like ours. You know, I'd really rather not discuss this on the telephone.
Oh, I understand completely. How would you and your husband like to come down to my office?
Oh, yes, we would like that.
Well, good. Let's say around 12:30.
Today?
Yes, it wouldn't be inconvenient.
No, good heavens, no. We'll just rearrange our schedules. We're very eager to talk to you.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you then at 12:30.
We'll be there.
Bye. If I'm not mistaken, and I seldom am, I think we've hooked ourselves a live one.
Well, I have an appointment to meet him at 12:30.
Oh, my Lord, do you have enough time to get ready?
Good heavens, yes. The actor that Megan hired is going to be here very shortly. This will give me plenty of time to fill him in on Barbara and George Wedgeworth.
Viki, do these people know that you are borrowing their identities?
Oh, sure. Barbara and I go way back together. She used to be a reporter on the Banner, and we remain good friends. Actually, she and George are in Paris right now on business, so when I called her and asked if we could assume their identities for an investigative piece that I was doing for the Banner, she gave me the green light.
Well, I just hope that Ambrose doesn't stop you with a red one.
Oh, Renee, trust me. I'm going to be very careful, and I'm going to be just fine.
Please just realize what you might be letting yourself in for.
Megan! Hi, darling. Hello, Roger.
Victoria, Renee.
Darling, I thought you were working today.
Oh, I am. I'm on a break.
Well, that was very sweet of you, but you didn't have to come over here just to introduce me to your friend wherever he is.
Actually, I have some bad news. He had to back out.
He can't help me?
Well, he got offered a job on a soap in New York, and he took off this morning. I'm sorry, I really am.
Okay, it's not your fault.
Well, you know, I have a friend that's on a national tour right now. He's due back next week. When he gets back, I could leave a message on his machine and...
Middle of next week. It's too late.
All right, well, there is one person on fraternity row who I think would be perfect. His schedule is pretty heavy. I'm not sure that he could get off for this.
Tell you what, darling, let's just forget about it, okay? I'll come up with something else, but thank you very much for trying.
I'm sorry that I wasn't more help.
What are you in? Are you involved in the little theater now?
No.
Well, look, I hate to rush in and out, but I wanted to go see Prince Raymond at the hospital.
How's he doing?
The doctors think pretty well. They don't think that there's been any permanent damage to the optic nerve, so he should regain his sight soon, I hope.
Give you my best.
I will.
Yeah, mine too.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Bye. Aren't you coming?
No, I'm going to stay here. I'll get a cab. Mwah.
Okay.
Well, I best be getting along too. Asa is waiting for me downtown, and you know how he gets when I am late. Viki, I know how disappointed you are, but honey, I am frankly delighted that that actor backed out. You don't know what you might have gotten in over your head. You don't... Who knows what kind of danger you might have been in. Bye-bye.
Bye, Renee.
Bye, Roger.
Renee? What are you up to, Victoria?
Oh, I don't really want to talk about it.
Now, if you're putting yourself in any danger, I want to know. So why don't you tell me? You know, you're amazing. I mean, you knew you were taking a risk in the first place, and then even after Renee gave you that newspaper article, you were still determined to go through with the charade?
Well, all that article proves is that the Wymans have to be stopped.
It also proves they might be very dangerous. Look, I'm sorry, Victoria, but I have to agree with Renee, and just as well that actor didn't show up. Someone's trying to tell you to stay away from that viper's nest.
Oh, that's absolute nonsense. I don't need a husband to do what I have to do.
You mean you're still determined to keep your appointment with Ambrose?
Yes, of course I am. I'll just tell him that George was, I don't know, called out of town on business at the last minute.
Well, what if he suspects that something's up?
Why should he? A wife is certainly capable of speaking for herself as well as her husband.
But you can't negotiate with the devil on his own turf.
Well, I don't have any choice, do I? Made the appointment, and I'm going to keep it.
Yes, but what if he suspects you're not who you claim to be? What if he realizes you're there to expose him? What, you want to wind up in the morgue like that poor woman from Texas?
I'm not going to wind up in the morgue. I am aware that there is potential danger involved. I'm going to be extremely careful, very calm and cool. I shall get the information that I need and then lower the boom on Mr. Ambrose Wyman before he knows what hit him.
Well, please, Victoria, just listen to me for
Don't waste your breath trying to talk me out of it because I've made up my mind,
Yeah,
okay?
but
End of discussion.
Okay, fine. Well, that just leaves me with no other choice.
Well, what are you doing?
Waiting for a good mustache.
Why?
If you're determined to go through with this, I'll be Mr. George Wedgeworth.
Oh, boy, we will never get up by standards and practices. Well, maybe. It might be. Oh, hi, Gabrielle.
Can I have a word with you?
Well, you got more problems with Tanya?
No, it's Megan. Your confrontation with her yesterday was my fault.
What are you talking about? It had nothing to do with you.
Yes, it did. I lost my temper and I told her she was being a fool to reject you.
You did what?
I know it wasn't the brightest thing I've ever done, and I'm sorry. I was trying to help. I was trying to get her to understand that all I want is for you to be happy, and she appears to be the woman that makes you happy. I told her that I wasn't going to interfere in your life anymore, but with trying to help, I think I only made her more angry.
Huh.
I'm sorry. I do hope you can talk her into staying on the show.
I've already taken care of that. It's no problem. No one's leaving.
Then I think I should.
You got another job offer?
No, but
Then you're staying.
Max, I am the reason for all of this tension. If I wasn't around here, then you and Megan would be able to work things out together.
Just forget it. Look, it's my problem. I will work it out. You do your job, I will do my job, Megan will do her job. And please, no more confrontations.
Okay.
Oh, boy, I better get to the control room.
There's one more thing I'd like to talk to you about just before you go. It's about exposing the Wymans and my fake pregnancy. I'm not sure you're going to like this very much, but I think you have a...
Max, can I see you in the control booth for a second? Yeah, I'll be right there. Just hold that thought, please.
Knock, knock.
Megan. Well, it's good to almost see you again. Come in, please.
Are you sure I'm not disturbing you?
No, not at all. What passes for lunch around here has already come and gone. I've already pinched my quota of nurses.
Oh, I'm shocked. You don't actually pinch nurses, do you, Your Highness?
No, of course not. Although I get the impression that they half expect me to. You know the reputation we European men have. Our admiration of beautiful women. Pinching them whenever we get the chance. Pulling them in for a kiss if they get too close.
Yeah, well...
Now, you made light of it yesterday, but after you left, I was afraid I'd gone too far. In fact, I was afraid I'd scared you off for good.
No, of course you didn't. I was happy to get a chance to see how the other half kisses.
So was I. And it wasn't at all common, in spite of what Klaus would have me believe.
Oh, now, come on. We got rid of Klausy days ago. He can't bother us from halfway around the world.
My minister of state could be on the moon and managed to spoil my mood. Merely by sending me a letter by special courier.
Does he know you're in the hospital?
No. He sent it to Landview Grand Hotel. They delivered it this morning. And guess which half-blind prince can't read it?
Well, if you don't mind me prying into the royal envelope, I could read it for you.
What a wonderful opportunity. A real live actress reading my mail to me. You know, I've heard that a good actress can read out of a phone book and make it sound like Shakespeare.
That's if that phone book is from England.
Well, let's tear into the reality of Klaus's letter and see what gloomy words of wisdom he has in store for me today.
Okay. Your most royal and serene highness. It is my devout hope that this letter finds you well and that you will be returning to Mendora as soon as possible. King Frederick is in poor health and he desires nothing more than to have you home where you belong. As the king's future is in jeopardy, the time has come for you to settle down and marry. If I may be so bold, allow me to strongly urge you to stop rejecting every eligible woman of royal heritage and to stop clinging to the idea of marrying for love. The Mendoran crown must be your one and only concern. It represents your nation and your people. This is all that matters now. Not your misguided, selfish idealism, which has allowed you to be taken in by a common American woman of no heritage. Hey, I'm not finished yet.
Yes, you are. And so are Klaus's infernal lectures. I'm sorry, Megan. I didn't mean to flare up like that.
No, it's okay.
Klaus just drives me up the wall sometimes. Especially when he pontificates about the necessity of my getting married and settling down, by my mail, no less.
I'm sure that his heart is in the right place.
Oh, if he even has one.
No, stop it. He's just trying to do what's best for you and for your country.
You're right. I just wish he'd understand that I'll get married when I want to get married. When I find the right woman.
Come on now. There must have been many women in Mendora who have the right bloodlines and background to marry a future king.
Yeah, the parade never stops. Baronesses, duchesses, countesses. Every one of them as shallow as the royal wading pool.
They can't all be that bad.
No, true. Not all of them. Some are quite nice, actually, but there's no one I want to spend the rest of my life with.
Have you never been in love? I'm sorry, that was a rather personal question.
No. It's all right. I was in love once. Her name was Constance.
Was she from Mendora?
Yes. I met her shortly after I graduated from Harvard and returned to my country. She was an anthropology student at the local university. She loved adventure. I even taught her to fly my plane. She was the most delightful and beautiful girl I'd ever met. We loved each other very much.
So why didn't you marry her?
She didn't have the appropriate bloodlines.
I see. She was a commoner.
Her father was a baker. Amazing, isn't it? What tricks fate plays on us.
I'm sorry, but I just don't understand why you have to sacrifice your happiness because of some archaic rule.
But that's my fate, Megan. Ever since I was old enough to understand, I've been groomed to take over from my father and rule the country. My entire life has been dedicated to that one goal.
So whatever happened about Constance?
I don't know. One day I went to the bakery shop and she was gone.
She just disappeared without even saying goodbye?
Her whole family disappeared. The neighbors told me they'd packed up and moved out the night before. I suspect our overzealous minister of state was behind it all.
I'm sorry. That must have been very hard for you.
It was. Even though I knew I was on a collision course. Well, that was a long time ago. I'm over it now. But thanks for your concern.
I'm sorry this story doesn't have a happy ending. Well, one thing you can tell Klaus is he doesn't have to worry about me. I mean, goodness knows I'm certainly not ready to get married. I mean, you're a very charming man, but he was way off base where that's concerned.
You know, he's not the only one who can write a strong letter. Is there a pad and pencil on the table there?
Yep.
Would you mind playing secretary and taking down a letter for me?
Okay. Hang on a second. Paper and pen?
I hope that's asbestos paper, because this could get pretty hot.
Fire away, Your Highness.
Dear Klausie, in case you have forgotten, my life is my own. So, if I may be so bold, allow me to strongly urge you to keep your nose out of it.
Zara, I'm out of envelopes. Could you stuff this report into one and send it stat over to Dr. Snyder at Lord Love the Children Clinic?
Sure thing, handsome. Just leave it with me. I'll take care of it.
Okay, thank you.
You know, this isn't the only thing I could take care of for you. If you ever need anything, you just let me know. Anytime.
Well, thanks for the offer. Mm-hmm. I'll definitely keep it in mind.
You do that.
How do I look?
You look terrific.
Oh, thank you very much. I just hope nobody recognizes me through all of this.
I almost didn't recognize you. You know what that means, don't you?
No, what?
Well, you and I could go out and have a romantic rendezvous and nobody would know.
Roger!
Just kidding.
Sure you are.
No, I was. I promised. I know we have more important things to do first.
I think we'd better get out of here. I'll tell you more about the Wedgeworths on the way over in the car. Actually, I wish there were a way that we could fill Tina in on what we're doing. The last thing we need is to walk in there and catch her by surprise.
Well, she's clever. I'm sure she'll play it cool and follow our lead. Okay. Ready?
Sure. Let's go, Mr. Wedgeworth.
Right after you, Mrs. Wedgeworth.
Okay, sealed and ready to go. I'll drop this with the nurse and get the royal courier to pick it up.
I gave you the number to call, didn't I?
Yeah, right here.
I hope I wasn't too strong in the letter.
You took a firm stand. I think it's great.
I will not get married until I am in love. And that's that.
And so what happens if you don't find a woman of royal blood that makes your heart go pitter-patter?
Well, then I'll be Mendora's first bachelor king.
Isn't there another heir who could take over the throne and leave you free to marry whoever you want?
Megan, I love my country, and I will make whatever sacrifices are necessary to fulfill my obligations. Besides, it'd be a dark day for Mendora if my brother Roland were ever to ascend the throne.
Why's that?
It's a long and extremely boring story, and I'd rather not get into it, okay?
All right.
Be my guest. I'd only wind up knocking it over anyway.
Hello? Megan, I thought I'd find you there.
Audrey, hi, what's up?
Dress rehearsal, that's what's up, or did you forget you told Max you'd be here on time?
Oh, God, has it started yet?
No, it hasn't started yet, but it's about to, so I suggest you get your rear in gear and get over here toot sweet.
Yeah, okay, thanks for calling.
Listen, don't worry about it. I'll cover for you, okay?
Thanks, bye-bye.
Bye.
Look, I've got to get to dress rehearsal, or otherwise I'm going to be late. I can drop this off on my way out if you want.
Great. Thanks for all your help.
Hey.
And, well, for just being you.
That's what I do best. Leave lipstick all over you. Take care. I'll see you later.
I look forward to it.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, consider yourself lucky, Prince, old boy. If you're to be blind for the rest of your life, at least you'll have the memory of her smile to keep you going.
Well, just in time. Come in, come in.
Hello, hello. Mr. Wyman, may I introduce my husband, George Wedgeworth?
So pleased to meet you.
Same here.
Well, please, sit down. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you very much, thank you. Well, it is so nice of you to see us on such short notice, Mr. Wyman.
Please, Ambrose.
Oh.
And may I call you Barbara and George?
Sure, why not?
Good.
Well, as I said to you on the telephone, we are very anxious to adopt a child, and we feel that the Lord Love the Children Foundation is really our very last hope.
Well, hope is what we like to give nice people like yourselves. We think of it as doing God's work.
Does that mean that you have children here ready to be placed?
Oh, my, yes. We have a whole range of children in all ages. In fact, we have a perfectly charming 8-year-old girl.
Well, excuse me, but we had more in mind a newborn child.
A newborn?
Yes.
Yes, we would so love to bring an infant into our home.
You would? Well, of course you would. Yes, well, that is a difficult request.
Excuse me, Ambrose, I have to talk to you.
Tina, I'm right in the middle of an interview.
Well, this is important. You know why that delivery guy gave us all this free? It's because it's spoiled. It's way past the date here.
Tina, this is not the time to cry about spoiled milk. Now, these nice people are here to adopt a child. Oh, where are my manners? Mr. and Mrs. Wedgeworth, this is Tina Roberts. Tina, this is George and Barbara Wedgeworth.
How do you do?
Hello.
Well, Joe added another problem to my list. What's yours?
Oh, no, this isn't really a problem. I just thought since you are named as the father on the documents that I should let you know how things are going. I stopped by the hospital on the way to work, and I have asked Dan to make up a report about my progress so that Ambrose would have an up-to-date report on my condition.
I hope you're being very careful. Look, I really don't like this. You're sticking your neck out way too far. You know that.
Yes, I do know that I'm on the front line, but I also told you, remember, I promised Tina that I would...
Tina is not the one pretending to be pregnant. Now, if Ambrose starts poking around and finds out you're faking it, what happens then?
Excuse me. Look, Prince Raymond would like this mailed to Mendora. This is the number of the diplomatic courier. All you have to do is call him up and they'll come over and pick it.
Yeah, I'll get right on it.
Well, excuse me, but it's very important.
Yeah, well, everything with the prince seems to be rather important, isn't it? Drop everything, the prince needs a letter mailed. Well, to tell you the truth, I'll be glad when he leaves, because I'm a nurse. I am not some sort of mail service. I mean, really, what do I look like, one of those fast overnight carriers supposed to deliver the goods first thing in the morning?
Well, from what I hear, you deliver the goods pretty fast any time of day.
I said I'd take care of it, and I will.
attached is a progress report on Gabrielle Medina. Gabrielle has named Max Holden as the father of her unborn child. His name should be added to your records.